Like after school, almost every day, I would went outside and just play different sports, mostly basketball, obviously, but just being outside and playing sports was so much fun. When I was a kid, there was no stress. You didn't have to pay much to be a part of sport, any sport. There's stress, there's a lot of pressure on them. It's very important for me and for the kids to have fun playing sports.
To be a kid again, no stress. What is that like? Luka Doncic joining us now as the ambassador for Take Back Sports. That's an initiative that is aimed at increasing access to play for young athletes. It also aligns very close with your foundation. Why is this important to you?
It's very important, especially looking back of how my childhood went. As I mentioned in previous interviews, I always went out playing sports, having fun, and it was all about playing basketball and just not think of anything, no pressure, just playing sports.
Well, you've created something called the Total Hoops approach. What exactly is that, Luka, and what are you hoping to achieve?
Kids come here, Total Hoops approach. It basically means what the words means. Just here kids without pressure, having fun, practicing. Obviously you gotta like basketball a little bit, but there's no pressure, and I just want them to have fun, like how I experienced my childhood, and that's what it's about.
You said no pressure. Do you think kids are experiencing too much pressure now at this age when it comes to competing in sports sometimes?
Yeah, I think so. We did research last year, about why so many kids are quitting, not just basketball, more sports. And I think there's a lot of pressure on them, I don't know if it comes from parents, from other things, but there's just a lot of pressure on the kids, I think, right now.
I've got 2 kids.
Yeah.
They're involved in sports as well, and I see it. I see them stressed, and it's the load between school and what their after-school activities. So what is your advice to kids about how to navigate those situations when they are feeling stressed?
I mean, my advice would be, if you love this sport or any other sport, as I said, you got to have fun with it. I always had fun playing basketball, no matter if I had the bad day. I would go outside, play basketball, I'll go into the gym, play basketball, and I will forget about everything. So, like I always say, court is the basketball court is my peaceful place. So that's how I found, not to have pressure around.
We mentioned the kids a lot in this initiative. Obviously, there's some kids behind you right now going through a clinic, part of your All-Star Weekend festivities there. You're trying to teach some kids, techniques and also remind them what sports can give them, including friendship, confidence, and joy, which I remember those things when I was a kid playing sports. So far, so good, I would assume. How's it going with those kids behind you?
It's going great. There's 8 stations, in every different station you have different skills you can learn. And I think it's going good. I think the kids are smiling, and I think they're having fun, and that's what it's all about right here.
Any of them challenge you to a free throw contest or 3-point shooting contest yet?
Not yet. But I'm better.
That's coming.
Yeah,
better for me, pro 3-point.
Okay.
Hope it's coming. I want to shoot some
Back it
basketball.
up.
I do want to go back to something about the idea of parents and kids and the research that you're doing. I see it happening with my kids and their friends a lot. There seems to be a point at a very young age where kids are forced into sort of choosing the one sport that they want to play. And you played soccer, you obviously played basketball as well. So how do you think being a multi-sport kid impacted you and who you are now?
It helped me a lot for sure. I was never forced into one sport. Obviously, I was worse at others than basketball, but just like having other sports, you can learn different skills. I learned different skills, like maybe soccer, I think there's some footwork there that I transferred to basketball. So definitely helped me a lot, playing other sports.
Yeah, obviously you were an Olympian with Slovenia back in 2020. Right now, through Friday's action, Slovenia has 2 medals right now in Italy. If there would have been a winter sport that you could have competed in or wanted to compete in the Olympics, what would that have been?
I was definitely skiing. I did a lot of skiing, until I get. Even in Real Madrid, they didn't let me do skiing no more because it's an extreme sport. But I did skiing and snowboarding, so one of those probably.
Well, look, obviously in basketball, you were a prodigy.
Yeah.
You play with one now in LeBron James, but now we've been talking about all the things he's doing at this age, including that triple-double just in his last game. I wonder, what have you learned about him that you didn't realize playing against him?
I don't think I learned any specific. You know, we all know what kind of pro he is. Obviously, everybody knows how he plays on the court, and what he's doing at this age is incredible. You know, he's 41 and playing at this level is insane. But I think just being his teammate and seeing how professional he is, you know, just made me want to do more stuff every day.
What's the age that you have in mind for you?
45?
For retiring?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not 41. I'm not playing till 41. I'll tell you that.
You know what I mean? Like, that's an interesting thing.
That's
You know,
fair.
some people
That's
want to
totally fair.
reset the number, and other times they're not. All right, as long as we're talking about the Lakers for a second, you have Austin Reeves back from his injury. LeBron is clearly in LeBron's rhythm. When you get healthy, what is the key to that team, you know, and making a solid postseason run?
First of all, just staying together. You know, obviously we have 3 main ball handlers. You know, me, AR, and Bron. I think we can be a very, very dangerous team. We hadn't had much time to play together since everyone had been injured a little bit. But I'm excited after All-Star. You know, we all get to play together.
We're all looking forward to it as well. Luka, thanks for taking the time here, and best of luck with that Total Hoops approach.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Bad. Justice for Shams, man. Just saying. After 21 seasons, the point guard and mayor of Lob City officially says goodbye to the NBA. Chris Paul earned 12 All-Star nods, 11 All-NBA teams, and 7 selections to the NBA All-Defensive First Team. Paul was the first player in NBA history to put up at least 20,000 points and 10,000 assists. Though he never won an NBA championship, he did win 2 gold medals with Team USA in 2008 and 2012. Chris Paul, as we mentioned, stellar 21-season NBA career, which began with him winning Rookie of the Year in 05-06, selected to the All-Star Game 12 times, winning the game's MVP award in 2013. He led the league in assists 5 times, in steals 6 times, second overall in both categories behind only John Stockton in each, which brings us to senior Anscape writer David Dennis Jr., who joins us now on SportsCenter. So, David, what is Chris Paul's legacy in this league after 21 years?
One of the great point guards of all time. He's got to be top 5 at the very, very least. One of the great winners, and proof that you don't have to have a championship to be one of the great winners. He has lifted the ceiling with every franchise that he was a part of. I think particularly when I think about Chris Paul, think about his time in New Orleans, which added stability and sort of joy to that city after Katrina. He was right there with Drew Brees and the Saints as a hero in that city for what he did for them, and I thought he should have earned the MVP while he was there. But on the flip side of Chris Paul, you also got to think about all of the what-ifs of his career. There are so many of them, and some of them are really anomalous and sort of random. What if his trade to join Kobe Bryant wasn't vetoed? What if he didn't get hurt in the first round in 2016 with the Clippers? What if they didn't blow a 3-1 lead in 2015? What if he doesn't get hurt against the Warriors when he's with the Rockets and they're up 3-2? There are just so many ways that his career could have gone, and even in spite of that, he is still one of the great players that we have ever seen in NBA history.
That's a great point. A lot of people would say that it's a shame that Chris Paul never won an NBA championship. Speaking of the NBA, let's turn our attention there now. It's Valentine's Day, David, so let's play a game called Love Me or Love Me Not. I'll give you a statement about the second half of the season, and you tell us if you love it or not. First statement is the Lakers will make a second half surge. Love it or not?
Lakers, it's not you, it's me. I gotta block you, gotta leave you on red. We can't do this no more. As a love me not, absolutely for this Lakers team. They kind of played above themselves in the first half, believe it or not, because they won so many of these clutch games. They really were kind of a 500 team. If you look at all the metrics and analytics that they had, I know they had a bunch of injuries, but there's no reason to believe that this team is suddenly going to be all the way healthy in the second half of the season, given LeBron's age, given some of the health history with Luka and things like that. They've been getting blown out basically in all of their losses. They cannot beat a lot of the better teams, the above 500 teams. I think that this Lakers is going to continue to be a middle of the pack team fighting to stay out of the play-in for the rest of the season.
All right, that's an emphatic swipe left from David Dennis Jr. Let's see about this statement. James Harden and the Cavs